Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So this morning I got an email from somebody by the name of Jorgen, and he wanted to pass on this link here. Guys, this is from the Wayback Machine. This is OpenCoin. This is what Ripple used to look like way back in the day, and as you guys can see up here, this snapshot was from October of 2013. This is what the website looked like. Ripple Labs is a San Francisco-based startup led by industry veterans and funded by well-known investors such as Andreessen Horowitz, Google Ventures, FF Angel 4 or IV, IDG Capital Partners, Lightspeed Venture Partners, Vast Ventures, and Bitcoin Opportunity Fund. And so for those of you guys who did not know, this was the team back then. And, we know some of these faces like Ashish Burla, Nick Bougalis. This is Greg Kidd down here. Chris Larson, obviously the founder and CEO at that time. Monica Long, Jed McCaleb, David Schwartz, and some others right down here. Bob Way, for those of you guys who've been with the channel for a while. We know Bob Way has had some interesting conversations with the XRP community, but he no longer works at Ripple. I'll see if I can find an old Bob Way video and link it up here in the top right-hand corner. Some interesting digging from Jorgen, and at this time, Ripple was a very, very small company. Contrast that with what Ripple looks like today, right? Big office, huge lobby, way more employees. And so they certainly have come a long way. I wanted to thank Jorgen for pointing us to that. I mean, sometimes it's just good to look back to see where companies like this started, to see where they are today, and to understand where they're heading in the future. So how's the market looking today? Well, Bitcoin still seeing a bit of a decline right now. Bitcoin trading just under $50,000. And so some say there still is a little bit of Bitcoin pop left. Others say, we are still going to see a $300,000 Bitcoin, while analyst Michael Van de Pope says that traders right now are actually in the disbelief phase. So widely followed crypto strategist and trader Michael Van de Pope is looking at the bigger picture to analyze the state of the Bitcoin bull market. He did create a video. He says we're currently in a phase where it's 50-50. There's a bunch of people expecting a bear market. There's a bunch of people expecting a bull market to happen. There's nothing in between. That's what we call the disbelief phase. So probably this corrective move for the bears is just the start of the bear market. And for the bulls, it's a corrective period. He thinks it's a corrective period as well. And so he gives us this chart. I'm sure you guys have seen this type of chart or something similar before. He thinks we're still all the way down here and that it's just a fake out. Now, there is some evidence to support this. Do you guys think we're really just down here in the disbelief phase? Bitcoin has rallied already significantly over the last year, and so, I don't think we're at the beginning of this bull run, but I still believe there are trace amount of gains to be had for Bitcoin. However, he is predicting Bitcoin to hit 300,000 by the end of the current boom cycle. Now, that is not to say that we won't see a $300,000 Bitcoin. Of course, I'd be very excited if we did see a $300,000 Bitcoin, but he's saying that this correction here is just another fake out, and, to his point, and I'm going to show you guys a little something that may support that. I don't personally think that that is the case for a multitude of other reasons. However, this is what he's looking at here, this correction. And so I wanted to take this fractal pattern, and I know I've done this on this channel in the past, but I just wanted to show you this type of correction that we're seeing. Could be something similar to what we've seen in the past, okay? I'm taking this fractal pattern from back in 2017, September 2017. At that point in time, there were still 3 months left of the Bitcoin bull run. So if I take this fractal pattern and I drag it all the way over here, and so let's take a look at what we can derive from this. So if I take this and I zoom in a little bit here, you guys can see what I'm looking at here. And if you guys can see this, I'm going to line up the top of this fractal with the top. So here is the first part of the correction. It did go higher. And I'm just going to extend it out here just to kind of give you guys a sense of what I'm looking at here. It did go higher, so let me just bring it up. This correction did go higher, so you guys can see. It dipped up, came back down, went a little bit higher, but then corrected even lower. And so this to me is looking similar to what we saw back in 2017. You can even see these bottoms are lining up quite nicely before a retracement, so we could see Bitcoin go even lower before we start to see it move to the upside. And so if I get rid of that and just get rid of that circle there, and take a look at this fractal pattern. Put a horizontal line there to kind of line up the bottoms there. That would bring us right into this level of support that we saw for Bitcoin back in late February, early March, which would bring Bitcoin down to about $46,000, $47,000 per BTC. So it is quite possible that we are seeing something similar to this. And so, if I bring up a Fibonacci and take a look at if we were to line up the 0.236 right to the top here of this trend, which is what happened in the last bull run. You guys can also see, let me take that off auto, the top full fib retracement level would bring us right up to about 300,000 per Bitcoin. And so I'm sure this is part of why Michael DePope believes Bitcoin will go to 300,000. That would mean great things for the altcoin market. Let me just bring up XRP real quick here. And XRP, right, trading at about $1.08, still kind of coming back down. We did see XRP retrace right back down to 91 cents. Okay, down and around here before we saw that move back up all the way to $1.17. And now we're trying to find some equilibrium here for XRP. Of course, I think we might actually have to see Bitcoin rally and make new highs before we see most of the altcoins break out of this sideways trend and move up higher. That is just one opinion. If Bitcoin goes any lower and then we see that retracement rally, altcoins take off, that would be similar to what we saw back in 2017. I think the bull run is over. However, if we continue to see these coins move in tandem, there could be still some or much more bull run left to be had in 2021 and maybe extend even until 2022. We got to keep an eye on that to see. This guy's from XRP Crypto Wolf, Ripple versus the SEC. So the saga continues. 2 foreign regulators have refused to provide any assistance to the SEC. So I talked about this a little yesterday, that the requests are requiring the disclosure of communications with foreign regulators could have broad adverse implications for the SEC across a wide array of governmental actions where the agency pursues cross-border cooperation to protect the United States. This coming from the SEC's letter to Judge Netburn, and that's what they stated. The SEC also highlighted that the defendants still have access to all the documents obtained by them and a full opportunity to challenge their admissibility in court. There is no reason to prevent the development of a fully factual record, the agency added. The SEC was approached by foreign regulators through voluntary requests. In fact, the regulatory body went on to point out that its requests for assistance does not cease with litigation, with the federal rules not mandating it to turn over privileged materials. And here is what their letter continued to say. Since the start of discovery, the SEC has issued 11 requests to 9 foreign regulators, covering approximately 20 entities, so this is more detail with regards to this, and their affiliates. The requests seek assistance in obtaining documents from 14 digital asset trading platforms, 5 companies that Ripple claims use XRP in its so-called on-demand liquidity, and 1 investor that purchased XRP directly from Ripple and its affiliates. While 2 foreign regulators have refused to provide any assistance, 3 have prohibited the SEC from disclosing its communications under the law of their jurisdictions. What's more, one stated that such a disclosure is likely not prohibited. It's worth noting, however, that the SEC later withdrew the request and is awaiting a concrete response from the remaining regulators. So, some of these guys not even willing to cooperate. I saw this guy's on Twitter. This is Kevin Kennedy. He just submitted his FOI request with the FCA about the information requested by the SEC enforcement on Ripple under their MOU. I think they have 20 days to respond. We'll keep you posted on this. So I believe he was requested to turn over some information in the past weeks. The U.S. Security and Exchange Commission has required your assistance under the Memorandum of Understanding to gain information about Ripple Labs from UK registered companies. Though I appreciate the nature of the data provided by the UK companies is confidential, I would instead request to see any information, including correspondence from and to the SEC about the SEC's request for information. Furthermore, you could provide information on whether the FCA have actively enforced these requests and provided the SEC with information from UK companies. Thank you for your assistance. Best wishes. So he's going to keep us posted on what happens there. Interesting to see, other people within the XRP community sharing information with the XRP community regarding this lawsuit. I feel like this is the first time this is definitely the first time I've ever been involved in such a collaborative effort when it comes to a legal situation here. The XRP community certainly hasn't disappointed, I think, and it's lucky that we've got guys like John Deaton, spearheading parts of this movement. And so, Kevin Kennedy, I look forward to hearing what the update is. Another observation here brought to us by Chesty Puller's Ghost here on Twitter. Has anyone else noticed the connection with the number 22 in the lawsuit? Well, you know what? I actually did a video a couple of months ago with regards to this, and, my observations at the time with regards to that number 22, I will link that video up here in the top right-hand corner. And so I thought I'd bring this up again. The number 22, what does it mean? The number 22 is considered as one of the most powerful numbers able to turn all dreams and desires into reality. The number 22 is a number of precision and balance. In its full capacity, this number is a master builder, which means that it provides the power to achieve almost impossible things. And for those of you guys who think it may be a coincidence, well, I mean, it might be. December 22nd was the day the SEC charges Ripple, and then February 22nd, Ripple heads into virtual court, according to legal documents filed by the district court. We also have the date of March 22nd. And so, I did that video a couple of months ago. So there were even more connections with the number 22. I urge you guys to watch that video if you didn't catch it. But even up until March 22nd, which was only 1 month ago, this is when Judge Netburn, I believe, gave her understanding of what XRP was. And so, a lot of connections here. Ian Northing also pointing to this. I mentioned this in the video that I did, that sign behind Brad Garlinghouse that actually lights up the words 2022. A lot of interesting connections, including the ISO 20022 implementation. I mean, I can't remember them all. I do urge you guys, again, watch that video if you didn't catch it. Sip of ginger ale here, also mentioning XRP is 22 in gematria as well. Makes you wonder. So with regards to the case, guys, another phone conference between Ripple and the SEC is scheduled for April 30th at 10 a.m. And so now there are 4,000 slots. And if you are in the US, you can call this number. International callers can call this number. There is an access code here for those of you guys interested as well. And so I'll leave this tweet in the description of the video if you guys want to check out that information. I wanted to move on to this, though, guys. This from XRP Crypto Wolf. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says central banks should get involved in crypto. And the Federal Reserve is working with MIT to explore the feasibility of a digital coin. Brad also mentions that Ripple is working towards supporting NFTs. Now, just the other day, I did a video just yesterday, I'll link that one up here in the top right-hand corner, which talked a little bit about the Flare networks and how they are, working with, or rather how a platform is now integrating with the Flare networks that is going to support NFTs. And Brad Garlinghouse himself is saying that NFTs are here to stay. Let me just go down here. The Ripple exec briefly touched on his ownership of a baseball card collection when he was growing up and how trading it was also associated with high friction. He said, when you talk about art, collectibles, music, there's a lot of use cases here that are very compelling. Garlinghouse is quite bullish on the future of such tokens and said that they are here to stay. What's more, the exec revealed that Ripple is already working towards supporting NFTs on its platform. His response was very similar to that of CTO David Schwartz, and David said about a week ago that they are working to build new tech to enable use cases like NFTs. The Ripple exec also expanded on CBDCs, especially since China, Cambodia, the Bahamas, and other nations have launched their digital currencies through their central bank over the past few months. So he continued on to talk a little bit about that. But NFTs, I thought that was interesting. NFTs, they are all the rage right now in 2021. I felt like DeFi, that's 2020. NFTs, though, that is so 2021. And Ripple making sure the XRPL is up to that appropriate standard in order to accommodate for these new products that are quickly coming down the pipe. Now, another reason why I wanted to bring this up at the beginning of the video, guys, Ripple Labs from back in 2013 was because I saw this tweet here, guys. This from Jameel Kays. When you are shaken up, we look at this real value in the protocol with real utility. Buy and sit back. Just watch the show. He tagged me in this tweet, and this is David Endelfato from guess where? The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. Listen to what he has to say.
And then what I can see coexisting alongside this institution is something like a Ripple platform, that currency-agnostic peer-to-peer payment system I just described that facilitates low-cost payments. So, potentially consumers can bypass Western, that $10 service fee. I mean, that's going to be a thing of the past. I mean, with Ripple, you'll be able to send money anywhere in the world for very, very, very low cost. So that's something that could come together, kind of this marriage of, well, I thought I'd end on a happy note. Don't they make a lovely couple? Thank you very much. I look forward to your questions.
So that was a video, that was the tail end of the video where he does discuss Ripple and XRP. There was another clip to that, and I'm going to play you guys this one as well. This is from the same presentation. Now, these clips are disjunct. I don't know why. They're all over the internet, and I believe that this presentation was actually cut up into chunks originally, and so we're only getting fragments of this. Let me play you guys this clip as well.
The effect of this and similar rulings serve to diminish the attractiveness of Bitcoins as currency. Does anybody use Ripple? Wow. I think you guys might be the winners. Because Ripple is a currency agnostic protocol. You know, Bitcoin wants to be the money. Ripple, they have their native currency, but they don't necessarily. Ripple is a protocol that works very similarly to Bitcoin, but it's more interested in facilitating processing payments. But it'll process US dollars, euros, bitcoins, its native currency. It's currency agnostic. And so it's quite possible that this ruling actually benefits the payments processors as opposed to the virtual currencies that really want to be competing currency.
So did you guys just hear that? This tweet was actually brought to my attention by Ian Northing. He asks, do any of you guys own Ripple? Wow, you might just be the winners here. This is David Endelfado of the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. Ian Northing was kind enough to send me the original video here, and so I found this. From the Federal Reserve Bank's official Twitter page, or not Twitter page, YouTube channel, and you know, they're broken up into several clips. What I was really more interested in was the date here. He was talking about this as early as 2014. David Endelfado from the Fed back in 2014 suggesting, you know, people that are holding Ripple, or he means XRP, are in fact the winners here. Remember guys, back in 2014, Ripple and XRP were very inextricably linked, so they wanted to make a differentiation. They used to be called ripples, or people called them ripples quite frequently, and so it wasn't until I think 2018 that Ripple eventually separated themselves from XRP. But at that time, was in and around this time, right, when OpenCoin first started, we are already seeing inclinations from the hires up at the Federal Reserve talking about Ripple and XRP as a positive mechanism, right? They are not set up to be the money, but rather the facilitator of transferring the value of anything. David Endelfado knew it back in 2014. Let's also not forget, in a few short years, Ripple has become a company worth over $10 billion. Coincidence? I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.